Hi, I got a question from one of my viewers by the name Kun Kev, or Kevin, I think is his first name. Posted a question in one of my videos asking any tips for ectomorphs trying to gain mass and weight. I was getting some progress throughout a month of consistent workouts and nutrition, but school started and it takes up a lot of time. So any tips are going to be well appreciated. Also, can ectomorphs get big or can they only get cut? Because I want to be wider with fat and muscle because I'm 6'1" and 140 pounds. So Kevin, I happen to be in the same boat as you. Now I assume you're in college. When I started college I was 135 pounds. So 5 pounds less than you, but I was also shorter than you. I was, I think, 5'10" when I started college. And then when I finished college, I was 5'11" and 195 pounds. If I find there's a photo that a diptych, two photos that I put together in Photoshop, showing me in my freshman year and in my senior year of college. And it's funny. It's the contrast is really funny. So if I find it, I'll put it in this video. Now, ectomorph 135 pounds goes to 195 pounds, and the way I did it is with weights and with food. No illegal supplements. So how did I do it? Simple. I ate like a horse and I worked out like a horse. Two things. I was really determined to put on muscle. And I didn't care about putting on a little fat as well, as long as I put on the muscle that I wanted to put on. So that's what I did. I mean, every time I went to the cafeteria, I assume you're going to a college that has a cafeteria. All of them do, I think. But anyway, every time I went to the cafeteria, I'd take that tray. I don't know how big it was, but I would take that tray. It was fairly big and fairly solid. And I would fill it, literally fill it. Every square inch of that tray was filled with stuff, filled with food. Just to give you an idea, a typical meal for me would be something like, I'd grab a soup, then I'd grab some pasta, and then I'd grab whatever, potatoes and steak, or whatever they had over there, you know, some nice meaty stuff. And then I'd grab a salad, and then I'd grab a bowl of quinoa, right? And then I'd grab another bowl full of broccoli or whatever. And then, I'm not kidding, and then I'd grab dessert, whatever they had for dessert. And then, to top it all off, 2 tall glasses of chocolate milk. So that's what a typical meal would be like for me. I mean, our college had different cafeterias, and if I happened to go to the one that served fast food, then I would just load up on, burger and fries and cola and chocolate milk again. And I mean, everything I could stick into myself. I'd get up from the table bursting at the seams, and I'd be walking out of the cafeteria like this. But it really worked. It worked for me. It's what I had to do. And the results spoke for themselves. And so that's my advice to you, man. If you want to grow as an ectomorph, you got your path laid out in front of you. Just eat like a horse and work out like a horse, and you'll be fine. Just remember, a couple of caveats here. Don't put too much protein in your body. You should be aiming for 80 to 100 grams of protein per day. I know there are people out there who say, go to 1 gram or 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight. That's insane. I think you're inviting liver and kidney problems later on if you do that. I mean, I know from experience when I say this, because there was a time when I was really trying to put a lot of protein in my body, hoping for faster gains. And the gains were coming, and they would have come along anyway, even if I hadn't put all that protein in my body. But what happened is that I started feeling a bit weird, and my sweat started to smell like ammonia. And I would get these weird chills. So just don't. Thankfully, it went away. I'm fine now, thanks. So it's good, but be careful with the amount of protein you put in your body. You don't want to screw up your body for life. So just be careful. The other thing I want to mention is that as an ectomorph, you're always in a constant battle to keep the weight on. So just keep that in mind. Just because you get to a certain higher weight at some point doesn't mean you'll be able to keep it on. You're going to still be an ectomorph even though you're going to look like a mesomorph. So what you'll have to do is keep on working out and keep the caloric intake high. And you'll have to balance it, If you start getting a little too much belly fat instead of muscle, then, cut down on the calories a little bit. It'll be a constant balancing act. Especially as you get older and perhaps your metabolism slows down, or you get an office job where you're sitting all day, you're definitely going to want to adjust the calories you eat. Otherwise, you're going to just get fat. You're going to be a skinny guy with belly fats, and not cool. So keep working out and always adjust the calories based on the amount of physical activity you do. And it's a constant battle for us ectomorphs to keep the weight on. Right now, if I stopped working out, and I'm not big now, I don't even know what I weigh, but I'm not big as I used to be. Trying to get there, just not there yet. But if I stopped working out now, and my appetite would actually go down, and I'd go back down to like 150 pounds, something like that, 150, 155 pounds. That's kind of the weight where my body settles when I don't work out. So, I hope this has answered your question, and just keep at it. If you want to get big, keep at it, and don't go the illegal route. There's no need to. Everybody can get muscles. They just have to work for them instead of taking steroids. Cheers.